In the early days of the Journey Together meta, Clefairy EX sits at the top, but not alone. Clefairy EX is surrounded by a whole host of Pokemon in what the community have called Terabox. And today we are going to give Terabox a try and showcase the power and potential of this deck. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's dig into the deck known as Terabox. The deck revolves around Noctowl. If you've got a Tera Pokemon in play and you evolve into Noctowl, you can cherry pick 2 trainer cards of your choice from your deck into your hand, and that just gives you an incredible amount of control. And we've got a full 4/4 line of Hoothoot Noctowl, giving us as many options as we can to cherry pick the right cards from our deck. And in terms of Hoothoots, we've got 3 of the 70 HP Hoothoots and then 1 copy of the 80 HP Hoothoot. Now, initially, you might be like, oh, why are you playing this? And because it's got a worse retreat, its attack is not very good. The being able to stay awake isn't really all that relevant, but it has 80 HP. And in an era where Dragapult is running wild and they're also playing Hawlucha to add extra damage counters on there, this is going to be your protection against getting 70 HP, like getting 70 damage dropped on a Hoothoot. So that messes up your opponent's math and keeps at least one of your Hoothoot in play. From there, we've got 2 copies of Teal Mask Ogerpon EX, where its Teal Dance ability allows you to accelerate a grass energy from your hand directly to that Ogerpon while also drawing a card. In a jam, this can one-hit KO a Charizard if you get 3 grass energy on there, but for the most part, it is here as an energy acceleration engine. After Teal Dance, you'll want to energy switch that grass energy off to one of your other attackers and let them cook. One of those attackers is Pikachu EX, where for a grass, lightning, and a metal energy, you do 300 damage and you discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. In tandem with the Sparkling Crystal, which reduces Tera Pokemon's attack cost by 1, you can do this attack for only 2 energy, and that's an energy switch off Ogerpon plus attach from hand. That could even just be a Crispin and attach from hand, and then at that point Pikachu can attack, and its Resolute Heart ability means that it's not getting one-hit KO'd if it's got full HP, so there is the decent potential for you to be able to do this attack twice in a row. You've also got Lillie's Clefairy EX, which has the attack Full Moon Rondo, where for a Psychic and a Colorless, does 20 damage and 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. This can potentially scale to being a one-hit KO threat on most Pokemon in the game, especially since we have a couple of copies of Area 0 Underdepths in our deck, which allow us to expand our bench to 8 if we've got a Tera Pokemon in play. However, it also has the ability Fairy Zone, where it makes all of the Dragon Pokemon in play of your opponent's Dragon Pokemon, correction there, your opponent's Dragon Pokemon now have Psychic weakness. So Clefairy can very easily one-shot something like a Dragapult EX, for example. Terapagos EX is an okay attacker as well. For 2 colorless energy, United Beatdown does 30 damage for each of your Pokemon on the bench, which allows you to swing for upwards of 240 if Area 0 Underdepths is in play and you've got 8 Pokemon. But you also have access to Crown Opal, where for a grass, water, and lightning energy, you're doing 180 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's basic non-colorless Pokemon do not hit. So this can be a bit of a walling Pokemon as well. Speaking of walling Pokemon, we also have a copy of Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon, where its Cornerstone stance prevents it from getting hit by any Pokemon that has an ability. And then we do have Demolish here for a fighting and 2 colorless, does 140 damage, and is a shred attack that can shred through other Ogerpons or Mimikyus or any other walling effect. We also have so many attackers in this deck. Wellspring Mask Ogerpon, which is absolutely insane in this deck. Sob for a colorless energy does 20 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat, so you can just kind of stall them there while you set up. And you also have Torrential Pump for a water and 2 colorless, which does 100 damage to the active, and if you shuffle all of the energy, or you shuffle 3 energy back, you will be able to do 120 to an opposing bench Pokemon. So amazing bench sniper here that potentially can get going as early as turn 1 going second. That's a lot to get a hold of. Tons of different attackers, and we're not even done. We also have Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX, where it's attack Bloodmoon for 5 colorless energy, does 240 damage, and you can attack on the following turn. But its seasoned skill ability allows you to power this up for 1 energy less for each prize card your opponent has taken. So towards the end of the game, you could be powering this up for as little as 0 energy. And that's going to be a great way of ending off the match. With so many Pokemon to account for, Ditto becomes incredibly important, where on your first turn of the game, if this is in the active spot, you can discard the Ditto and then transform it into any of your other Pokemon, any of your other basic Pokemon that can give you the right start, whether it's the Wellspring-esque Ogerpon or a Clefairy, whatever the case might be, Ditto can transform into it. It might even want to transform into Fan Rotom, which is an amazing card in this deck. Fan Rotom allows you to grab 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less and put them into your hand. Going to be a great way of getting those Hoothoots and Hot Noctowls in your hand. But also, this is kind of a decent attacker in and of itself. Assault Landing for 1 energy does 70 damage, and it doesn't work if there's no stadium in play, but if there is one and you have 2 Area 0 Underdepths, you can punch for 70. This can take out a smaller Pokemon like a Charmander, for example, or take out a walling Pokemon like a Mimikyu. Theoretically, Mew EX could be an attacker here as well. Genome hacking for 3 colorless energy lets you choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. And yes, you could power this up with a Crispin attached from hand and then an energy switch off of Ogerpon. This is less likely to happen more often than not, but its restart ability does let you draw until you have 3 cards in hand, so that can be a nice option for draw power while also giving you some crazy emergency attack just in case. Fezandipiti is here to draw cards after one of your Pokemon was KO'd. You get to draw 3. And then we've got Latias EX here, which gives all of your basic Pokemon free retreat. For trainer cards, we've got 3 copies of Crispin, which is imperative to this deck. Allows you to search your deck for 2 basic energy of different types, put 1 into your hand, and then put another one onto one of your Pokemon in play. Make sure that the first energy, or make sure you've got 2 different types, because otherwise if you only have 1 energy, that first energy you have to put into your hand and you can't accelerate in play with the Crispin. So make sure you've got at least 2 energy that you can grab from it. Because we have so many different attackers that need a lot of energy, Crispin is amazing for that. 2 copies of Boss's Orders to gust an opposing bench Pokemon into the active. 1 copy of Iono, where both players shuffle their hands into their deck and then draw equal to the number of prize cards they have remaining. This is going to be better if you're behind on prizes, so you give your opponent fewer cards than what you have. And towards the end of the game, this can be devastating if they've only got 1 or 2 prize cards remaining. Play Iono and leave them with just 1 or 2 prize cards in hand. 1 copy of Professor Turo Scenario just lets you scoop up one of your Pokemon and all attached cards in play. Any sort of energy or tools get discarded, but the Pokemon all come back into your hand. This can be helpful for getting liabilities off of the board, like a Fezandipiti if you don't want that to get sniped out. Could even get you a Noctowl out of play so that you can reuse the Noctowl to grab something else. We've got 1 copy of Judge for hand disruption, where both players shuffle their hands into their deck and draw 4 cards. 1 copy of Professor's Research to discard our hand and draw 7. 4 copies of Ultra Ball to discard 2 cards and grab a card of our choice. 4 copies of Nest Ball to get our basics down. 3 copies of Energy Switch, where you can switch an energy from one of your Pokemon in play to another one. In particular, moving energy off of Teal Mask Ogerpon is going to be a huge part of your game plan. 2 copies of Night Stretcher to grab a basic Pokemon or a basic energy from your discard pile back into your hand. 1 copy of Earthen Vessel, where you discard a card, grab 2 basic energy from your deck, put that into your hand. 1 copy of Countercatcher, where if you're behind on prizes, you can gust an opposing bench Pokemon into the active spot. In particular, this can help you set up some big plays where you're taking multiple prizes or knocking out something that your opponent was trying to hide on the bench, while also still having access to your supporter card for turn. 2 copies of Area 0 Underdepths expands your bench to 8 if you've got a Tera in play, and then Sparkling Crystal, reducing Tera Pokemon's attack costs by 1. So just keep that in mind. It's Tera Pokemon, so you can reduce the attack cost on Terapagos, Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon, Wellspring Mask Ogerpon, and Pikachu, and technically also Teal Mask Ogerpon, but you're rarely ever going to do that. It's not going to help you with the Bloodmoon Ursaluna or Lillie's Clefairy. And then last but not least, we've got a whole bunch of energy here. 4 grass, 2 psychic, 1 water, 1 metal, 1 lightning, and 1 fighting energy. General game plan, I think this deck tends to want to go second, where you have the opportunity to play a support card and get your bench set up. You want to get a bunch of Hoothoots and Noctowls. Well, you want to get a bunch of Hoothoots in play, and ideally the Fan Rotom is going to be your catalyst for that. You want to get at least one of these Tera Pokemon in play, preferably the Teal Mask Ogerpon, to draw energy and potentially switch off. And you'll definitely want to look for opportunities to attack first. In particular, your safest bet for a turn 1 attack is going to be Wellspring Mask Ogerpon, but it is totally possible to bomb with a Pikachu EX turn 1 going second if you get Crispin and Sparkling Crystal on the same turn. This deck is incredibly powerful with a wide spread of attack options in order to deal with the meta, but I do find this to be an incredibly difficult deck to play. It's very thin on all of the different card counts, so there will be times where you need a very specific thing and you've prized it. That's something I ran into a whole bunch. Also, just the boxy nature of this deck and having to think multiple turns ahead of like, okay, I would really like to use Pikachu multiple turns, but if I can't use Pikachu multiple turns because it gets knocked out, what is the follow-up attack after that? And it is something that personally I'm not particularly strong at. This doesn't fit my style of play, but if this is something that you can, and it's going to take some time to learn and get comfortable with all of the different lines of play here, but if you can get comfortable with this deck, it can be absolutely devastating. And I found that my matches were almost always like, so many of the matches were turn 1 donks, or I prized the wrong thing and then I was just cooked. So the match quality today is a little wonky, but I think that the ones I picked do showcase the strengths and weaknesses of this deck. All right, let's get to these matches. I think this deck likes to go second so that you have the opportunity to potentially pop off and attack first. And we brick here, nothing we can do. Though going first isn't necessarily the end of the world. There's a lot of cool cards you can get to set up your board state and build things up, but I think second is preferred. It's interesting to see that shift. When I started playing in the Sword and Shield era, pretty much every deck wanted to go first. And now there's kind of a shift towards second, just giving you a better opportunity to set up. But Sword and Shield era was different, where if you got first turn and you got the first attack, like, you basically destroyed your opponent's Pokemon being the active on turn 2, and you basically won the game at that point. We're going to start with Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon, giving us a wall option here. And, okay. We're going to put down the Fan Rotom, and then we're going to, do we Judge instead of Research? Research gets us the most cards, but I don't want to get rid of Sparkling Crystal, but I don't want to put the Sparkling Crystal on the Cornerstone. Also, with our opponent being Zard, they don't necessarily... Oh, they're going to pull out the Gouging Fire. So they've got an answer. They've got an answer to Cornerstone Mask, which is good to know. It's not a perfect counter, but it is a counter. They are prepared for this matchup. So that's good on them. And now they're going to go all in on the Gouging Fire. And what's our attacker? Like, I think we want to save the Sparkling Crystal for, like, Pikachu is probably the way to just blast through this. The Wellspring Mask can hit this for weakness. No, Wellspring is 100-120, right? So we don't even one-hit KO this, even with weakness. So let's go and put Latias down. We'll put Fan Rotom down. We'll put Ogerpon down. And I guess we go... Let's go Judge. I don't want to get rid of Sparkling Crystal right now. And actually, you know what? We can. We can. And then we just say bet. No, we also need to draw cards here. So let's go on Judge. And then we can pull out our Hoothoot Noctowls and all that stuff. So, do we go in with the... Okay. Fan Call. I think we go Hoothoot, Noctowl. And then we've got double And I think we can go with the 70 HP ones. That should be fine. And then we've got double Hoothoot, so we can get a stadium down to open up the bench. We've got 2 Teras in play, and we can hold out on this energy here. So let's go and wait. We'll wait. And we can set up, yeah, maybe Cornerstone or Wellspring, because we've got the Crispin here. Crispin, actually, you know what? If we can get the Sparkling Crystal going and we can snipe out the Duskulls, that would be amazing. And take 2. So if we go and get Area 0, Sparkling Crystal, plus 2 other things. Oh, there's the Sparkling Crystal. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to want Wellspring Mask here. So if we go... What do we want with the Noctowls? So let's go yes, and we want... Earthen Vessel could be kind of cool. At least we can get some energy in play. We don't need it right this second, but we do need... I would like some draw. So let's go and... Area 0 Underdepths, Earthen Vessel. We're going to attack with Wellspring on this turn, and we're going to take out the 2 Duskulls. Right? And we will go put Cornerstone Ogerpon in. We will go Crispin, a Water, and a... I guess a Psychic. It doesn't matter so much. Let's go put the Psychic in our hand. We'll put the Water in. We'll put the Psychic in. Let's go retreat. And let's put the Sparkling Crystal on. And we can snipe. And do we grab just like an Earthen Vessel here for grass? We'll get rid of the metal energy. And we'll go grass. Like 2 grass. And then we potentially set something else up. I think we hold out right this second. We hold out. And we'll go snipe for... yeah. Let's go snipe. So we'll go Torrential Pump, and we'll take out the 2 Duskulls. Yes. And we'll drop the 120 on the second Duskull. We take these 2 out. They're not getting 2 energy on this Gouging Fire right now. So sure, they can smack us for whatever. And I think the next attacker is probably Pikachu? If we could get that water energy back so that we can Torrential Pump. But what's that going to take? Like a Night Stretcher and a Crispin, I guess? Oh, we get stamped. Unfortunately, losing our Noctowl here. And that could be a problem. Yeah, Ditto's not going to give us much of anything. And if they can start building up their board, yeah, start getting their Zard stuff going, then we could be in trouble. We could also just hard retreat into the Fan Rotom and punch out the Clefairy. That is a play we can make. I'm not necessarily sure that's the optimal play. If we could get a water energy back and snipe out, like, either the Charmander or... Let's see what they do here. Okay, nothing. All right. A Nest Ball. What can we get? We can Sob Trap here. Actually, Sob Trap is pretty good because they don't have... Okay, let's go on Teal Dance. Let's go Teal Dance. And yeah, we can just Sob Trap until they play a switch or something. They may not have a good answer for that. Actually, here we go. We'll go grab a Noctowl and let's go refresh our hand. And then we'll figure it out from there. Noctowl's here. Yes, and let's go... And what do we want as a second attacker here? Is it Clefairy? Is it Pikachu? Clefairy's going to do 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60. That's not going to be enough. I do want to research if that is an option for us. I'll research and yeah, maybe get a Nest Ball to get something down here. I do like the idea of a Pikachu here. Clefairy could also be a viable option. And we can energy switch a grass, perhaps. But Sob Trap I do like in the immediate term. And this requires... Or do we try and get the Cornerstone mask set up? Okay, let's go and get Grass Energy on the Pikachu at the very least. And let's Sob Trap. And maybe we put Psychic Energy on the Cornerstone just to start building that up. Because we don't need it on the Pikachu. And we arguably could have put it on the Wellspring. Maybe so we could get a snipe on the following turn. That could have been good as well. Yeah, they're not going to be able to retreat. They will accelerate energy and they can start sniping stuff. So that is actually kind of annoying. Huh. I don't know if we have a good answer to... Oh, okay. If they're just going to bring in... They can't bring in the Fez because they've been trapped. And we'll just continue to trap. I don't know if they know that yet. Charizard normally doesn't run switch outs, so they're going to need a Turo or something to get out of this predicament. So at this point, I think we're cool to kind of take our time. Pikachu can take out the Gouging Fire. Zard gets blocked by the Cornerstone. And right now, they're just trapped. I think we can put down the Hoothoot and set up for a Noctowl. Okay, they TMU get the Pidgeot set up. That's a thing they can do. Or at least get a little closer to. If you've got nothing else going on right now, like, by all means, go for it. Yeah, getting this third Hoothoot gets us a... gets us potentially, like, a snipe. Do we want a snipe? Take out the Pidgey? If we boss up the Gouging Fire at some point, and we take that out with Pikachu, at which point they kind of don't have an answer. Oh no, they just brick on the TM Evo? Oh no, they don't have a Pidgeotto or anything? Okay, so Crispin can get us another attack, but then Gouging Fire comes in. Do we? Do we just sob? Like, snipe again? Lots of lines of play here. I think we Crispin. Let's go grab a water and a lightning. And we'll put the lightning in our hand. We'll put the water on this. And we'll set ourselves up for... I think we can sob one more time. Right? And we can... Yeah, we'll sob one more time. And then potentially set up a boss into the Gouging Fire with the Pikachu. Yeah, we'll just need like boss Earthen Vessel, and hopefully there's the metal energies in the discard pile. That could be a problem. Pidgeot, they can't do anything with that right now, not with just the one card. But they are getting themselves a piece shorter, so closer, so they are just waiting for that rare candy. And you know what? We could even Turo here to get the Noctowl back to reset it and then grab it. I kind of like that. Although we don't... Okay, we don't need another... We don't need a Mew. We don't need this Ogerpon. I think we can get rid of those. And we can Turo for later. And let's go see. Do we have boss? We have boss. That's good. I need a way to recover that metal energy. Oh, Night Stretcher. Yeah. Boss Night Stretcher does it. Okay. Let's go. Noctowl. Boss Night Stretcher. And we have 2 Night Stretchers here. So let's go and Night Stretcher back the Metal Energy. And we have free retreat, right? Yep, we can retreat into the Pikachu. And just to make sure, that's a Lightning Psychic or Lightning Metal. And then we boss up the Gouging Fire. We blast it for 300. And they have no attacker on board right now. Charizard's going to need 2 energy. They can Fez for stuff. We do get a Grass. We can draw more with the Ogerpon. We can hard retreat into... At this point, yeah, we can just kind of wall out with Cornerstone. At this point, that might be the play for the rest of the game. Now, they could just boss, and that would be an issue. If we could set up... Yeah, Pikachu's not going to be able to... Oh, we can attach an energy here and then snipe out the Pidgey. Yeah, I think... Actually, no, we snipe out the... Oh, man, they're setting up a whole bunch of stuff now. They set up another Pidgey. I think we have to take out this Charmander. Have to. Oh, we get the win, though. GG's. So, yeah, some really cool plays there. A little wacky, the setup, but I think that's kind of the way this deck works, where it's kind of open-ended and there's different lines of play. And like Wellspring Mask Ogerpon being able to put a lot of pressure on early, sniping out those Duskulls, and then Sob trapping the Fezandipiti, and Charizard's a deck that notoriously just doesn't run many, if any, switch cards other than Turo, and they had a shorthand, couldn't pull the Fezandipiti out, which then we could trap the Fezandipiti, set up our board, set up that Pikachu so that we could take out that Gouging Fire, which they had gone all in on setting up the Gouging Fire so that it could attack into the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon, but we then had time to make the counter to the Gouging Fire, and they didn't have another attacker online. And had that gone any further, we would have sniped out the other Charmander, so they would then have to manually attach 2 energy to the Zard, which would be even tougher for them to take, even longer for them to get through. So we'll take that win. GG's. Oh, they bricked a lot. Okay. We do get the Lightning Energy as well. That's good. If we go and we get rid of... If we get rid of a Grass and we get rid of the Psychic... The Psychic's for the Clefairy, though. It's a Dragon matchup. Okay, I think we get rid of both Grass. No, we can't get rid of both. Are we attacking with the Clefairy or are we attacking with the Pikachu? I think we get rid of the Lightning and we attach to the Clefairy. And we'll try and make it work from there. Let's go Fan Rotom. And let's go Hoothoot Noctowl. Actually, I think we go triple Hoothoot here, because we have double Noctowl. And we might be able to get a third, so... if we can get an Area 0 Underdepths... And then we can get a Latias down... No! Okay. Okay. Oh, we get the Underdepths end. Okay. Calamitous Wasteland. That's fine. Yeah, then we just boss. Oh, and we have the boss already. Okay. Okay. Go off. Let's go in Area 0. We expand our bench. And we will go... I think we can get rid of Turo Scenario. Oh, we can't retreat. So we need to get a Nest Ball for a Latias and like an Ultra Ball, I guess. Let's go Nest Ball. And I'd say Ultra Ball so we can grab a Noctowl after. And let's go grab Latias here. Latias should be in the... Yeah, let's go. And let's go just double check our prizes here. Ursaluna, one Ogerpon. One Ogerpon might be a little dicey. Everything else looks okay. Looks like we have more or less all of our energy here. That's fine. Let's go and retreat into the Clefairy. And I think we get rid of Turo at this point. And we'll go grab like a grass and... Oh, we got rid of the lightning. So let's just go and grab... Actually, do we grab double grass? Just in case? Yeah, we'll grab double grass. That's fine. Right, and we go... Attach the grass. We'll go gust up the Bagon. And we will swing for 320 damage. And that's going to be very tough for them to deal with going forward. They did not get off to a good start with the sound. Iris is fighting spirit. Okay, let's see what they get. I can't remember if this deck has only... Yeah, they just scoop. GG's. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate. We get the win, but at what cost, right? We just got a donk. They set up bad. It is what it is. GG's. Let's go Fan Rotom in the active. Actually, Mew in the active would have given us more flexibility, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll go grab Hoothoot Noctowl. Judge, I guess? Actually, no, we don't want to judge right now because we have a pretty deep... Yeah. If we're going second, maybe we fan call. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we going to get donked right now? They're going to play for it. They're going to play for the donk. They whiff on the Pokegear. They will go and get down a Squawkabilly. And this could be bad. This could be bad. This is why we have to play the Mew EX. And we're up against my favorite deck right now. And I did not play for it. So we could be punished in the worst way possible. Here comes the Brute Bonnet. They just need 2 more pieces. 1 more piece. If they get the stadium, we lose. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Do they get the stadium down? Otherwise, it's just 6 damage. And we survive. And we can punch them with the Assault Landing and knock them out, and then we just break even. I don't think they got it. I think they're just short. They will poison for 6. But we can punch them back. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. If we go and... Yeah, we get a Terapagos. That's good. That's good, right? So we go Fan Call. And we go... Do we go triple Hoothoot knowing that we're going to have to put something... No. Let's go Hoothoot. Hoothoot Noctowl, because we have a second Noctowl in hand. They've only got 3 cards, right? So we go Hoothoot, Hoothoot, and let's actually put the Mew in play. And Area 0 Underdepths we can play. Actually, we have to play that now. Let's go and put the energy on the Fan Rotom so that we can punch into this. And then we just break even. Assault Landing. We go down a prize each. And we get a Pikachu. All right. What are the odds that they get our Chaludon rolling right now? Right, if we go in, and they have the poison package, I think we have to go Hoothoot in the active. And they Night Stretcher, and they get, probably, they're going to get the Pecharunt back, and throw some more poison stuff. That's annoying. They don't have the retreat option, though. Not with the 3 cards. So that actually is kind of annoying for us. Because, yeah, if they're just going to hammer in... Oh, for 7? I didn't realize that was also going to take a KO. Okay. If that's what's happening right now... Okay, 20, 40, 60. If we get Terapagos rolling right now, we can get... Pikachu can get rolling right now, but I don't want to do that. We can get Clefairy. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60. Yeah, let's go get a Clefairy down. So if we go, like, Nest Ball... And... Do we go double Nest Ball and then try and get, like, a Fezandipiti out as well? And then we could potentially get even more pieces. And let's just make sure Clefairy's in the deck. Yeah. Okay, let's go double Nest Ball. And hopefully we can get more pieces as well here. So let's go get Clefairy. And we will go get Latias down as well. Not Latias. We needed Fez. We needed Fez. And we could potentially even build up Terapagos instead, depending on... Ooh, this is looking pretty good. So this is doing 30 for each. So 30, 60, 90, 120, 30... Yeah, Terapagos actually is kind of good here because we can go... And it's 230, so they're gonna... Yeah, they're not going to be able to knock out... We'll go Psychic and Grass. And we'll put the Grass in our hand. And we'll put the Psychic on the Terapagos. Yeah, I mean, they're going to knock out the Terapagos or the Clefairy one way or the other. But actually, yeah, we still have the Pikachu in play. So, let's go with the Terapagos here. And we'll attach the Water Energy. Because then we can potentially Crispin to take in our Chaludon out on the following turn. Okay. Back at it. Back at it. And our Chaludon, yeah, Cornerstone could be good here too. And just wall them off for the rest of the game. I think that's an option we can take as well. They will get some crazy poison stuff. Ooh, they need 3 energy here. 1 energy in the discard pile. That's not going to be enough to get our Chaludon rolling. Okay, Perilous Jungle. They will force us to knock some stuff out. That's fine. We didn't need that Noctowl anyway. We do have Pikachu in play. So we can, if they get our Chaludon set up, we can blast them. They are probably going to get our Chaludon set up. And it's poison our Chaludon. They will knock out this Terapagos. And hopefully we have a Lightning and a Psychic. I mean, worst case scenario, we should have a Lightning and a Psychic in play. And then maybe we get the Crystal as well so that we can do this on back-to-back turns. And that might actually be the way we win here. But right now, they also need to get a second... Okay, yeah, they got it. Is it worth going in with the Ogerpon then instead? And saying, bet, you can't hit us? Or do we go with the Pikachu? Because if they get 2 Archaludon set up regardless, like we're done. And I think Pikachu's the faster attacker here. They don't have it? Why do they not have it? No? Oh no, they screwed it up. Oh man, I wanted to play that out. No. I thought that was getting kind of good. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, some fast starts with the Petrarut, and we were able to show Fan Rotom kind of doing its thing there as well. There are some cool options there. Getting Terapagos set up ended up being a good thing, because then that gave us the opportunity to keep Pikachu in the back when that could have KO'd as well. Unfortunately, I don't know. They had Secret Box, though. I don't understand. Maybe because they couldn't set up a sequence. I'm guessing they couldn't get the energy for the Archaludon. But, like, we take a KO and they potentially have another turn to set up. But whatever the case is, we take that win there, showcasing another set of attackers here for the win. GG's. Oh, come on. Psychic and Dark. Okay, this feels like Guardy. Unfortunately, our hand here is really bad. Okay, Crispin could change things. Fez. All right. If we get... There is a world where we get a Pikachu setup. Attack turn 1. Although Wellspring is good here, right? We can pop off right away and just take out. Yeah, if they're stuck like this. Okay. Yeah, if we go... Okay, hold on. Let's make sure we get this right. So we get down... Let's get down a Teal Mask Ogerpon. Right, and we go Teal Dance. Fan Rotom's good too. I'm gonna need an energy switch though. If we get rid of Ultra Ball and we get rid of Night Stretcher, and we could arguably get rid of Earthen Vessel too. No, let's not do that. Let's go grab our Wellspring. Yep. Let's make sure we have the water energy here. And this isn't a fool's errand. Yes, we do. Yep. Okay. And now we can go get our... Actually, let's go and switch. Okay, let's sequence this right. So we get the grass energy onto the Ogerpon. We go and Crispin for the water, and let's go grab a Psychic here. And we'll put the Psychic in our hand. Water on the Ogerpon. We'll put the Psychic on the Ogerpon. Let's draw up with Mew. Get a couple other cards. A Nest Ball, that's fine. Let's go Fan Call. And we'll go Hoothoot Noctowl. And let's go Retreat. And we go and snipe out the Ralts. They will move some damage. They will move some damage, but taking out the Ralts is going to be very bad for them. They will draw 3 cards, but like... And we can snipe again, is the other thing here. Is that we can go and Crispin again, and we can get a Sparkling Crystal or something else and snipe out another target. They will countercatcher the Ogerpon, so that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but that doesn't necessarily mean we can't do our thing again. Yeah, because now we just... Okay, they hard retreat. They go get another Ralts down. Brilliant Blender, throw a bunch of energy in the discard pile. If we go... Can we... No, we can't boss and get the energy on at the same time. We could get a Latias. Latias gets us some pieces here. This might work still. This might work still. If we Area 0... Earthen Vessel. Yeah, this might still work. Okay, let's see what we top deck. And if we can... Yeah. Oh, no! I mean, we take the win. We take the win. Unfortunately, like, recording this video, all the good matches are donks. And all the bad matches are, like, I misplay or just end up with miserable hands. But that time, being able to get the turn to our opponent. Yeah, we'll take that win. We'll take it. But yeah, that's one of the dangers of this deck is that it can go incredibly fast and just put you in a really tough spot going forward. GG's. There we go. That is a look at Terapagos. It is, again, right now currently positioned as the top deck in the format. It can be incredibly dangerous and powerful and have tools to answer a whole bunch of the meta, but I don't think it's a perfect deck. It is one that can be inconsistent at times because of all of the moving parts here, and because so many of your attacker counts and energy counts are so thin. There will be times when you awkwardly prize stuff that you need in order to win the game. I personally probably would not play this if I was playing competitively, but if you are playing competitively, it's one that at the very least you should be comfortable. Like, you should have an idea of how this deck works so that when you're fighting against it, you understand the potential attack lines they might try and make against you. But if you can get a handle on this deck, it's absolutely formidable. But for now, I gotta get going. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at InThirdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website inthirdperson.com for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.